If you are running low on cash before your next payday, already have an active transfer from Brigit, and are wondering whether you can request a second advance right now, the direct answer is no. Brigit enforces a strict one advance at a time policy. Until your existing balance is fully settled and verified by their payment system, the app will not release additional funds to your account. This creates a serious pain point for many users. The core problem usually begins with an unexpected financial shortfall, a sudden car repair, a medical bill, or a higher-than-expected utility invoice that hits right in the middle of a pay cycle. When your initial advance of $50 or $100 isn't enough to cover the surprise expense, the immediate instinct is to return to the app and pull another advance against your upcoming check. Discovering that the platform blocks secondary requests often triggers panic and anxiety. The fear driving this concern is the domino effect of financial strain. If you cannot access additional emergency funds, you face potential overdraft charges from your primary bank, late fees from creditors, or interrupted service on essential utility accounts. Even worse is the lingering fear of falling into a perpetual debt loop, borrowing money to cover immediate needs, having your entire paycheck consumed by automated repayments on payday, and finding yourself with zero cash balance remaining for basic living expenses the very next day. To understand why this restriction exists, it helps to examine how cash advance applications assess risk. Brigit is structured around protecting both the borrower and their platform from unsustainable debt. Unlike traditional line of credit products or credit cards, paycheck advance apps evaluate your incoming cash flow and predict your account balance using proprietary scoring systems. Allowing multiple simultaneous advances would significantly increase the risk that the automated repayment deduction on your next payday wipes out your entire bank balance, leaving you completely stranded for rent, groceries, or essentials. The actual process of unlocking your next advance comes down to repayment verification. Even after the scheduled repayment date arrives and the funds leave your bank account, you might still see a locked status in the app. This happens because automated ACH payment clearing between banking institutions typically takes 2 to 5 business days. Until Brigit's payment processor receives full verification that the transaction successfully completed without bouncing or triggering an NSF error, your profile remains in a pending status. If you are currently stuck in a financial crunch while waiting for an existing advance to settle, there are practical steps you can take right now to navigate the situation without taking on predatory debt. First, check your repayment options within the app. If your scheduled payoff date is approaching and you know that taking the full repayment amount will leave you with a negative bank balance, use an extension credit if you have one available. Brigit allows users to extend their due date directly inside the app, provided the request is made before the cutoff deadline prior to your due date. Delaying the repayment buys you time to adjust your cash flow without incurring failed transaction fees or triggering an automatic bank overdraft. Second, work on maximizing your approved limit for future uses rather than relying on frequency. Brigit evaluates factor scores based on recurring deposit patterns, average end-of-day balances, and consistent account activity. Keeping your linked checking account active, maintaining a positive cushion on paydays, and consistently repaying advances on time builds your score, which gradually increases your single advance limit up to the maximum threshold over time. Third, if an immediate cash gap must be covered before your Brigit account clears, consider safer short-term alternatives instead of high-interest payday loans. Look into fee-free employer advance platforms, local community assistance programs, or requesting a temporary payment arrangement directly with your service providers. Most utility and medical providers offer hardship extensions or split payment schedules if you reach out before the due date passes. Understanding the mechanics of single advance policies helps you shift from reactive financial survival to proactive cash flow planning. By tracking your processing timelines and managing repayment dates strategically, you can avoid unexpected coverage gaps and build a far more stable financial cushion moving forward.